Welcome back to the Daily Venture as I talk about Warner Brothers reportedly cutting the reshoot funding for James Wan's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom amid the significant organizational shifts at DC Studios. Also, co-CEO and co-chairman James Gunn assured there exists no potential projects to bring Robert Pattinson's The Batman into the DC universe. After 2018's Aquaman earned over $1 billion at the box office, evolving into the second highest grossing DC film of all time, Wan and Warner Brothers instantly pushed on with a second sequel that stars Jason Momoa as the King of the Seven Seas. Yet, as the new regime of DC Studios settles into its new role, the company has persisted in cutting costs amid its restructuring, which also caused the studio to constrain Wan while reshooting the aspiring follow-up film, which already cost $205 million, which currently known at the moment with the information given. According to a new piece from Variety, before James Gunn and Peter Safran took over as co-CEOs of DC Studios, Warner Brothers co-chief Pamela Abdy conveyed Wan to lower his funding for reshoots on the Aquaman sequel. Originally the movie was meant to be released in December 2022 of this year. However, new reports state that the studio pushed the film back twice, once on March 17, 2023, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The second time was forward again to its current release date of December 25, 2023, which is something the studio should do, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong here. Anyway, the most present wait was reportedly due to the fact that there were supposed financial problems at Warner Brothers Discovery. An August 2022 statement argued the company has only enough cash to release a specific number of movies by the end of 2022, which I guess took films like Aquaman and The Flash to take a backseat. However, The Hollywood Reporter insider Boris Kit counted that an infuriated producer came out to him arguing that the studio has no money and no clues. The information presented at the time means the end of the movie's production funding may make things even rockier for the upcoming Aquaman film. But while the news was dour for most people, Wan found the report to be in his favor. Wan recently said he was glad Aquaman 2 was postponed when he initially heard the news. "I'm a bit superstitious, and I love that it's a December release like the first one," Wan noted in an Instagram post. The director also communicated some stunning Lost Kingdom image artwork, and he even mentioned how the wait for the movie would give him and his crew more time to get his vision for the film to be in favor of the audience. As for Jason Momoa's future in the DC universe, current news suggests Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be Momoa's last arrival as this universe's lead character. After the studio revealed that Gunn and Safran would carry on the responsibilities of building DC Studios, Momoa voiced his excitement at performing with them. "There's a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up, and one of my dreams come true will be happening under their watch, so stay tuned," he stated. While the performer may not be portraying Aquaman anymore, Momoa is whispered to be cast as the fan-favorite character Lobo, an alien bounty hunter, to whom the performer already holds a remarkable resemblance. There is already an uproar of negative responses regarding the decision to recast Henry Cavill. With the news of Cavill and now Momoa leaving the roles of Superman and Aquaman, it is a shame as they portrayed the characters remarkably, never mind the story. People even want Cavill to play Hyperion, the sometimes villainous Superman, in the Marvel Universe, which I wouldn't want unless Chris Hemsworth returns to the MCU. However, one must wonder, with the recent shakeup of a new Superman on its way, will there be a new Aquaman or even a new Justice League to boot? And just for the record, I'm not saying that Gunn or Safran will fail in their mission to bring a new universe of heroes to the DCU, but at the same time, this present universe of Cavill, Momoa, and the others has already presented the public with a wide variety of heroes that would be hard to replace with the new blood of actors portraying the bigwigs of the DC comic characters. Maybe years down the road would be okay, but I don't think it is wise to bring in new faces to these iconic roles because, from my perspective, I can't currently see anyone else playing their personalities at this moment in time. If Marvel decided to recast Captain America and Iron Man at this point in the MCU, there would probably be an uproar of positive and negative, primarily negative, I think, responses, which I imagine is going on now. But again, who knows how the answer will go. Once we see the new Superman portrayed in this new tale of the Man of Steel, we may have a bigger picture of Gunn and Safran's vision board. While highly doubtful, maybe the Flash film will explain and fix all that next year. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom releases in theaters on Christmas Day 2023. Meanwhile, in response to a post on Twitter from Variety about the report of Pattinson's Batman entering the DCU, Gunn said, "There are few reporters I love more than senior entertainment writer for Variety Adam B. Vary, truly a good guy, but in this case he needs to get a new source as this is entirely untrue." Interestingly, Batman was initially suggested as part of the DC universe when Matt Reeves brought on the idea, though the director and co-writer didn't share the same sentiments, as he wanted to follow his vision. Pattinson himself spoke about the problem of having Superman in the same universe, stating, "We've been talking about how to get the fantastical elements because director and co-writer Matt Reeves' world, his take on it is so grounded, and I'm thinking like, how can you add? Like, we were talking the other day, like, can you add Superman into it but he just doesn't have any powers? He's just a guy in a cape. He's just like, I'm Superman." And they're like, so. Pattinson's co-star Selena Kyle aka Catwoman performer Zoe Kravitz countered to this by stating that the worlds of both characters kind of just don't work together. However, the Man of Steel's adversary, Lex Luthor, was verified to live in the Batman universe in the prequel novel Before the Batman, an original movie novel, The Batman. While Batman may not join the DCU with the likes of Superman or Aquaman at his side, Gunn recently assured fans that the movie franchise will still be under the creative control of the recently Crescent DC Studios. Gunn even went on to state that he and Reeves consulted DC Studios in wanting to make the Reeves-verse Batman live in a more grounded tale-based, but Reeves would still be one of Gunn's first phone calls after it was reported. Batman will establish its version of a shared universe. Other than the forthcoming Penguin limited series on HBO Max and a second Batman movie on its way, Reeves is even creating a series of films concentrated on Batman's adversaries and has spoken to HBO Max about doing a Catwoman spin-off series. "I think DC Studios is making the right move in separating the Reeves-verse from the DCU. However, I wonder, despite my initial report, a part of me wants to know if the younger Superman that the DC studio announced will potentially have him living in this world, or seeing that there are a vast array of characters branding the Superman moniker makes me wonder if DCU version of Superman will be Clark Kent. For instance, before Gunn and Safran hired Ta-Nehisi Coates was a task with penning a Black Superman movie, which is still unaffected by the new DC comic heads. Could this be the direction they plan to take the Man of Steel? Coates wrote Volume 6 in the Black Panther series of comics for Marvel. He followed that up with another volume labeled Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda and wrote a spin-off series known as Black Panther and the Crew. In 2018, he turned to work for the Captain America series of comics, penning Volume 9. The Black Superman plan marks his first venture into writing a screenplay for a film. Also, for what it's worth, I'm not strictly sold on the idea of Reeves taking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles approach in focusing on Batman's rogue gallery in other mediums, but who knows, maybe they'll be great. Either way, in the comments, I would like to hear your thoughts below. Thanks for listening, until then, venture onward.